Hello everybody, it's William here. Welcome to my channel. So if you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about programming, about game development, about app development, about AR, VR, something like that. So I update video every day, and before we get started, I have a small favor to ask you guys. I'm trying to apply for YouTube partner program, and as you guys can see, I'm a pretty small YouTuber, and it really help a lot if you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumb up. So yeah, I can keep this channel working. Actually, yeah, generates the positive income revenue. So thank you so much, and you really keep me away from the streets. Okay, so thank you so much for your support. You guys are amazing, and yeah, let's jump to it. So you're watching a series of video about JavaScript. So if you haven't learned programming yet, I think it's a good language to start with, because it's a universal language, which means that you can use JavaScript to do a lot of things. And because we human love feedback, and JavaScript is greatly used at website and app development. So you can actually see the result, and you can actually get the sort of feedback and interaction with your code, with your product at the very beginning of your learning process. So I think it's a really good place to get started. So yeah, and once you get hang of this language, you get all this syntax, maybe not the weird part of JavaScript. You know, if you already know this language, you know that JavaScript got a lot of a weird part. But we're not going to cover that at the beginning. We just yeah, learn the normal part of this language. It's pretty yeah, non-steep learning slope. Is pretty smooth learning experience. And once you got that, if you want to learn more, if you want to do a sort of a like a full stack development, you can use JavaScript to write server-side code. Okay, so by which I mean you can use, say, the Node.js to write all the server-side code, and without using any other language, for example Java, not JavaScript. You can actually run the server-side, the back end, and yeah, and yeah, I'm going to quote this guy's, which is called Jeff Atwood, and he, as the 2007, Jeff Wood made a quote that yeah, pretty popular, and was referred as Atwood's law. He said that any application that can be written in JavaScript will eventually be written in JavaScript. And this is sort of like started as a joke, but in reality, it's amazing. This is a sort of like the law of physics that we have to obey, because you know, I've write code a lot of years now, and I think JavaScript is really sort of a vibrant, live language that take parts a lot of fields as quickly as possible. And I think it's from a sort of like a, yeah, input and output perspective. Okay, so if you yeah, input, say, 20% of your time, you invest your time into something, and you want to get 80% of the result out, like the 18-20% rule. It's a bad investment to invest your time in JavaScript, because it's good investment, because you will cover a lot of area. Okay, so yeah, so I think yeah, that's pretty much it, and let's get to it. So I tend to make my video shorter than 30 minutes. So yeah, I think we just passed 4 minutes to 5 minutes. You don't need to worry about that. But if some concept got too complex, I might just make this video just shorter by cut this video and divide it into different parts. This is just my personal experience. So if you want to watch the whole series, you can just go to my YouTube's homepage and click that playlist, and you can find this JavaScript, and you can watch from there. Okay, so the tool I'm using will be the JetBrains, the webstorm. Okay, you know, if you already know me, I'm a great fan of JetBrains. They make great IDE, and but they are their products is sort of like a subscription basis, so you need to pay a little bit. Yeah, but if you're a programmer, you will make tons of money, so you don't need to worry about that. And of course, you can use their community version. But well, I don't think we got this community version of WebStorm. If you're using Python or Java, you can use this community edition. But I'm going to use this one, and with the help of a Copilot. If you don't have these two, don't worry, you can still follow this tutorial, and you can use the help of say Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Okay, it's a really good IDE. I think it's not considered IDE, but a really powerful editor that can have a lot of extension, a lot of plugin. You can even develop some plugin yourself. You can use that. It's almost the same. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Let's just create our first project. Okay, so once you click it, I'm going to click New Project. Okay, and at the left side, you can choose a lot of things. It's just sort of like just boilerplate code. Right now, you don't need to do that. If you have to choose something, I think it's better to just choose HTML5 boilerplate, because we're going to learn JavaScript from the perspective of website, and then we're going to go deeper, go to the server side and other applications. Okay, so my recommendation is that to just start from scratch. Okay, so you can choose this one, and you can name it. Right now is untitled. Let me say our O1 and hello world for our JavaScript. Okay, and you can see we got an empty project open up, and of course you can adjust the settings. You can just adjust settings if you really love this sort of darker settings. You can use that. If you don't like it, you can use high contrast, or I really love high contrast and light version, because this I use this e-ink screen, so it really doesn't matter of the light that emits, but rather I really need to have a sort of high contrast, so I use this IntelliJ light. Okay, and of course you can adjust that, and of course you can adjust the font size as well. Right now, if you click project, we get the hello world. Right now we don't have any of the file. You can just right click and create a new file, and then you can name it, say hello world. Hello world. Remember, I'm using camel casing, so the W here is the capitalized. So you can just uncapitalize the H here. Of course, you can capitalize it. It's just depending on you, but the second words, the beginning of that, you need to capitalize it. Okay. So of course, if you want to generate HTML file, you can just say HTML. Okay. So it's sort of a standard HTML file, and then you can add JavaScript, you can add CSS. It's pretty standard web development stuff. So I've already created HTML file. So if you haven't learned HTML and CSS yet, basically this file is a so like the content of your website. Okay, so you want the text to show your content, you should put text here. The CSS is on the other hand is like the structure, how to lay out the content of your website, and the JavaScript is like how the website will interact with you. Okay, so just bear with me. And in order to just make the website much more conform to the real life web development, I'm not going to use the hello world .html, but rather I think I'm going to just delete it, and I'm going to use index.html, because that's the pretty standard name for a website. especially the sort of like the home page for the website. And as you guys can see, if you use any other name, it will not automatically generate code. But if you use index.html, you will automatically generate the code like this. Okay, so I think maybe I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can see more clearly. Let me go to settings, and you can customize a lot of things. So I'm going to customize font. Okay, and use the custom font, and you can increase the size to maybe 4. Let's apply that. Okay, and oh, that's definitely too big. It's definitely too big. Maybe just okay, I think that's better. And of course, I'm going to change the font here as well. So add this font as well as the whole system's interface font. Remember, the font is JetBrains model, which means that the space between the letters is model spaced, which means that there is no shortened or lengthened space in between letters, which is great because in programming we don't want sort of a pretty beautifully layout, but we want a sort of a model space, the layout, so I can see it exactly as what it is. Okay, so the size is definitely too small. Let me just increase that to 80 and apply that, and okay, so it's not much bigger. Although I recommend that you use the bigger screen for pretty complex project development, but since I move a lot and I use my MacBook Pro, a pretty small version, I think it's 13 inches. So yeah, I have to make it small. So right now you can enter a title. I'm going to say hello world title here. Okay, exclamation mark, and the body I can add the H1. Okay, and I'm going to say this is William James YouTube channel, and this channel name is called Learn IT Free, okay, .com, something like that. Okay, so basically that is content of your web page. So once you finish that, as you guys can see, we can just click it. So the great thing about WebStorm is that you don't need to configure the local server. You can just click it and it will automatically run a server for you. Let me show you how it is done. So as you guys can see, once you click it, we just say localhost, and we got it's 63342 this port, and we get a hello world and all this index and all this reloads and all this gibberish at the end of it, and that means that you open a website on your local server. Okay, so every time you want to open it, you want to test it on a different server, you can just click it, which just automatically open a new tab for you. Okay, so as you guys can see, we got a title hello world, we got a content. This is William Jamming's YouTube channel, Learn It Free. Okay, I think that's pretty good. You can just close everything. As you go back here and you want to open that, you can click it. I haven't installed Firefox yet, so yeah, if you want to test it on Safari, you can just click it. Okay, and I think it's got a built-in preview. Okay, so you can just click it and you can just open the built-in preview here. Okay, so this is a sort of a pretty convenient way of say changes on the go. So if you change a tiny little things and you want to adjust the layout, especially the layout, the interaction, and you want to see what you have changed, and you compare the previous. So as you guys can see, you got a pop-up saying that reloading pages preview unsafe. So if you save that, it will just automatically reload. It's pretty good for testing, pretty convenient. And sometimes I use that, but most of the time I want to see the native results on Chrome. So I just click it and jump it back and forth. And yeah, and of course you can configure that. Okay, so if you click it, you get his configuration, and we got the web browsers and preview. It's sort of like a built-in adjustment that you can set, and you can save that, and the project level setting will be applied to your new project. So once you save that, and every time you open a new project you want to use the settings, then you can just use it. So you just need to set it for once. Okay, so we got name, we got family, we got the past. Okay, pretty standard stuff. I think most of the time you just need to test for Chrome as well as Safari will be yeah, sufficient, unless you write some plugin for Firefox. Okay, yeah, Internet Explorer, I think it's yeah, it's the past, like a prehistoric thingy. So and it's really bad made browser. So yeah, sorry about that. But the edges right now is I think it's pretty good, and pretty smooth, especially with the incorporation of Bing. So yeah, it's you can't blame Microsoft. It's really improving a lot. So, but my personal favorite is Chrome and Safari. So yeah, and I'm not going to adjust that. So just okay. So every time you want to change it. So for example, you want to say it's not William Jimmy, but rather it's William JM. You can change that, but you haven't saved it. Okay, so I'm going to command S to save it, and once I save, you can look at the right side. You can see there's a JM here. Okay, so yeah, so far so good. So this will be our first website. So I think it's already 15 minutes, and let me just pause it here. And yeah, before, if you're still there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumb up. I'm going to update more interesting stuff in the next video, so I will see you there. Bye.